Alrighty, hey everyone, I hope you guys have all been having a wonderful day out there today. Bitcoin is rebounding a little bit here, and everything still seems to be bullish. Everything still seems to be doing well, and in fact, we're seeing some tokens having some really big booms today, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Altcoins I'm checking out for the long term here, and by long term I mean for the rest of this cycle, and then just kind of seeing what Bitcoin's up to, some of the big news that came out today. Unfortunately, our government is still broken and there's still a shutdown, but you know, as long as the market goes up, I don't really care at this point. So before we get started, I'm going to give Loki a little bit of a treat here. He will be looking at his treats for a while here, but little piece of jerky for Loki. It's 1/4 of a piece. You can see him over here already. Do you like a treat? Yeah. And you can see how he's looking for the rest of them, but he doesn't get the rest of them. You can go play outside now if you want to, or you can lay down here. All right. Little pat on the butt. Okay, so welcome back. Happy to see you, Villarette, my man. Let's get started here. We got a lot to talk about here today. Before we get started, though, overall, everything still seems to be working fine. Bitcoin's up about 1% today. Ethereum is up a little bit. BNB's down a tad. Overall, a swath of green here. Nothing too surprising. Maybe Solana up around almost 3% today. That was a little bit of a surprise. But everything else still seems to be within expectations. Even Solana is a little bit of a larger move here. I like what we're seeing. Bitcoin dominant still kind of around 57%. Hasn't really been doing much over the past few days despite Bitcoin going up. So I'm hoping there's going to be a little bit of a divergence coming out here pretty soon where we do start to see Bitcoin go up, sure, but altcoins really just go berserk. Most likely that'll happen sometime November or December, but we can hope that they can at least get started here in October, right? So as far as everything else is concerned, that was just for the day. You go over the last 7 days, everybody, everything is still very, very good. BNB is up over the month. I don't know why this is glitching out like that. I wonder if there's something going on, but I believe BNB is like at all-time highs right now. Last month, everything even better. BNB is not changing, so I know there's a glitch now that the percentage isn't changing. But overall, everything's been doing great. I like seeing everything do great. Sure, there's a few things that are red here, but the things that have been red are they've had massive booms themselves, and they're just resting after those really nice moves. Like things like XRP that came up a lot. XRP is only up around 0.5%. Right? It went up a lot over the past few months. It's okay if it rests just a tad here. You know, looking at all this stuff, I was going to see, is there anything actually crazy happening with NFTs? But I just don't look at NFTs all that much, and I was surprised to see all of these things, all of these projects still being there. Like Milady Maker, that one's crashing, so the Milady token price is crashing as well. Bored Yacht Club still burning and coming down like a dumpster fire. But there's some stuff happening in the background here that could be interesting. They just typically seem to die off so fast because people buy, sell, and it's almost like you're buying, you're scalping tickets. You're buying some tickets, selling them for a larger price, and then just moving on. Almost like day trading NFTs, which is a very weird thing to think about, depending on how the price of the actual token is. This doesn't really seem worth it. Now, as far as exchanges and things like that, really nothing here, if it lets me do it. There we go. Right, a lot of volume down compared to yesterday. That's fine. Everybody was freaking out yesterday. Everybody kind of sold a little bit because Bitcoin was pumping up. I see it. I understand it. It's fine. Now, on the daily chart for Bitcoin here, we're still doing okay. We managed to actually break out and hit an all-time daily close for the candle over here on Monday, but we got knocked back down here. We found support like we had way back over here from July. We bounced back up, and now we're consolidating again. The interesting thing, though, was we weren't able to close above it on the weekly chart here, and I think that's the next goal for us to really continue to go higher. I really want to see if we can get Bitcoin to close above 124,000, 125,000 bucks. Let's just call it $125,000. From there, I think you will have sustained weekly price action that makes Bitcoin go higher and higher and higher. So I'm hoping for the best there. Momentum isn't on our side just yet, but we got 2 out of 3 plus the change of character. We're almost there, guys. I know it's been a little bit of a rough ride. I know last week was amazing, and so far this week it's been like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? But I still think we're on the right path here to having a large move later on this month and continuing on through November, December, and hopefully through March. The only thing that makes me wonder how long this rally could be is what happened last year. If you guys recall, Jerome Powell came out and said no more rate cuts for a while. We saw the market just go sideways and down for a minute. So because of that, I'm wondering if because of everybody assuming there's not going to be any more rate cuts happening in 2025, 2026 for a minute here, I'm wondering if we do have a little bit of a drop coming into 2026. Historically, when we have had moves, they have lasted a while. The last time it didn't last a while was back over here when we didn't have rate cuts. Back over here, and again, it started in October, it rallied up, in December cut it off. Back over here, started in October, ended all the way over here in March, and that's what rate cuts still low, nothing crazy going on. Not rate low, rates low, but we were bringing rates down a little bit here as well. All the way back over here, we were okay until FTX. Over here, the worst of the market, you can tell. Or, I don't know. October actually came and we bounced up before coming back down in December. So you can kind of see that we've had rough times either in December or March. I will probably scale out a decent amount in December just to kind of protect myself. And then whatever I have left, I'll let it ride to March. I'm just really hoping that the altcoin season type of effects happen well before that, right? Altcoins are a little bit different right now, but you can see Bitcoin start up here having a really good last week and stabilizing this week. Ethereum not really having a massive move, still looking to try to break out, in the process of it right now, but still really trying here. Solana, same thing. Had a nice move, but nowhere near all-time highs. All-time highs for Solana is 296. We're at 228. We are very far away, guys, from having all of these big moves. So I think most people still have the opportunity to buy on dollar cost average. And if you guys have bought months ago, because assets are close to all-time highs like a Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, not everything, but some of those large market caps, if you guys want to, you guys still have the ability to scale out of some of those really long multi-year holds. If you only bought a couple months ago, feel free to keep on holding it as long as you feel like you have a stop loss there to make sure you're good. But if you guys bought in 2021, 2022, 2023, the market has gone up a lot for you with some of these tokens. So just don't forget to do some scaling out. It helps you out down the road. I know it may, you can always move it to the money to something else. You can move to stocks, crypto, other cryptocurrencies, things like that. But just make sure you're managing your portfolio as a whole. Now, what's been interesting is you guys know I've been sharing with you guys a few different strategies for day trading and things like this. I tried a couple of them today and they seem to work. The one that happened over here was at 9:45 a.m. You bought, you sold over here right once it broke down below the the Bollinger Band. It worked out pretty well. I'm very happy with that one. This one over here, you bought right here. You either sold right here or you sold right here because technically I couldn't tell if it closed down below it, but you still managed to make a little bit of money here. And of course, if you were trading Ethereum at that same time, you made more money. This one, a little bit of a caveat. This one I made some money off of yesterday. It was interesting because I had my stop loss here. I bought right here and I was waiting for it to break above the Fibonacci level or the Bollinger Band level to close back down. And it never really did. And it never hit my stop loss. So I kind of went to bed, right? And it just kind of happened to be like I was up around this time. Well, I didn't really go to bed. I was up this entire time. I have no life except for, well, I was hanging with friends smoking cigars, right? That is my life. I managed to sell it around the same time as this one, which ended up being good. So this one did a little bit of work for me, but this one was kind of an iffy one because if you didn't hold it, you just sold it because it didn't really do anything, or you saw the sell marker, you might have lost money on that one. But overall, this one right here, buy right there, made some moves. These day trades have been working out pretty well for me, so I'm going to keep on doing them. And I believe I haven't had enough time to really focus on them as much as I wanted to. I want to say this weekend here, I have nothing to do on the day of Saturday and the day of Sunday, besides maybe like a membership video and membership stream and stuff like that. What I think I'm going to do is just hop on weeks. Let's say Femix. Let's see Blowfin. I'll figure out something. And maybe I'll do some day trades on there. And maybe I'll do Bitcoin, $1,000 positions, 20x leverage, and just kind of watch to see how the market reacts. Because so far, at least when you see the buy signals, forget about the momentum. The buy signals seem to give you at least a short-term victory every time. The way I have these calibrated here. This one being the exception here, right? Even if you go to the way the MACD was, sure, it went up a little bit, but not enough. This one, MACD and everything went good here. you still have that move. The unfortunate thing is you may think this is only like a 10-minute trade or something like that, but by the time you sell, it's been 3 hours, right? So it's much more difficult to do all of that. But I think I'm going to try to do a few hours of just doing some live stream with you guys if I can, and if I can't, I'll just do the copy trading stuff, because I need to start rocking and rolling with the copy trading stuff here pretty soon. But I think this is a good strategy so far. You guys already know the video and all that type of stuff, but it still seems to be performing well, and this might be the best day trading strategy that I've made thus far. I'm just continuing to watch it to make sure it actually performs the way I'm hoping it will perform. As far as the rest of the market, we will be looking at a bunch of stuff later on today. One of the things I do want to do here with you guys a little bit later is just go through another list of low market cap tokens below 500 million that might be worth checking out. And long story short, these are going to be tokens that have been doing well for the past like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, year to date. If they've been doing generally well, I'm going to add them onto a watch list just so we can kind of see how they've been performing. Won't always work out, but I assume that if they've been working out for a while, even if they hit a little bit of a tissy fit or something, we should still have some larger moves down the road during altcoin season, right? Now, as far as everything else, our portfolio is doing good. We're up around 0.82% today. Fartcoin's still down, but at least we're up 4% today. And the high-risk portfolio is up 1% or about still down around 13% overall. Not bad, but you can see we've been choppy all the way here, despite Bitcoin going up and up, else having a really good day a few days ago. Altcoins have come back down a little bit, which has not been a pleasant experience. Not terrible, right? We're still higher than where we were a few weeks ago, whatever. But altcoins are not keeping up with Bitcoin, and you're seeing people really sell out those altcoins quite quickly. I was looking to see if there was anything actually moving today. I was trying to look to see if I could show you guys any like big tokens moving, what's trending, that type of stuff. Like really new, fresh stuff, like Binance Super Cycle. Nothing really happening here. Nothing really happening across the board, and I wonder if that's just because Bitcoin's been a little bit lackluster itself today after everybody got a little spooked about what we saw happening with the Bitcoin drop yesterday. And if you go back and look at it, I mean, in hindsight, it wasn't a terrible drop, right? You go over here to the daily chart, plug this in, let's get those oscillators out the way. But for people that had maybe been buying over here, they maybe got spooked. That day, we lost only about less than 3%. But people really panicked, and you haven't really seen the really micro caps really do anything yet. You can see the market caps above my head. We're talking about 7 million, 30 million, 330 million. That one's actually not too bad. 227 million, 1.8, 77, really small market caps. And I haven't really seen anything have substantial growth. Maybe this one over here, but I don't really deal with the ones that aren't in English, right? So you're seeing Asia kind of come online right now, and Asia make a lot of tokens right now. I will be curious to see how this works out, though. All right, as far as the economic calendar, the government's still shut down, so I don't exactly know what happens from here. What we have for the rest of the week is initial jobless claims. I don't know if we get those, you know. We got consumer credit at least. That was pretty good, right? But you see U.S. trade deficit delayed. So wholesale inventory is probably going to be delayed. Jobless claims probably going to be delayed. We have some Fed people speaking. It's not that too important what they're doing. Consumer sentiment, we'll see if that works out. And the federal budget probably going to be delayed. But again, maybe they come together tonight. Maybe they come together tomorrow, and we do have a solution that keeps us out of the lockdown or the shutdown. At this point, I still think Republicans have the stronger hand here, but they got to keep their messaging up. Democrats, I think, are making a little bit of a gain, but the media can only do so much to kind of help them try to get their goals done. The media has been kind of, they don't have much credibility anymore, right? So they're still going to be battling it out bit by bit. We'll talk more about next week here. Next Monday, I just want to let you guys know that we do have Columbus Day coming up. I don't care if you guys call it Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever. I don't think the market's going to be open, so crypto is going to be open, but the stock market should be closed, which may make it a little bit more interesting for trading. There's some other stuff, but we'll talk about that towards the end, because next week, CPI. But what if, are we going to have CPI data? Are we going to have inflation data? Are we going to have PPI data? I don't know. So next week is when I think things really start to get real for us in the shutdown. If the shutdown continues to go, I haven't noticed anything around my life really being affected. I know that I have a few friends that work for the government, and they're just kind of chilling, waiting to see what happens. But they were a little bit spooked about Trump saying they might not get back pay. But I think they're going to be fine because they're actually working during this shutdown, through this not getting paid. So you're seeing a little bit, but that's mostly if you work for the government. I haven't really seen too much of an effect on me personally yet. I'll let you guys know. But if you guys see anything affecting you, let me know. I don't really deal with government all too much these days, right? But interesting news. Oh, this is actually interesting. Israel Hamas reach agreement on first phase of plan to stop fighting. See, this first phase, didn't they already have a first phase? Didn't they already have a second phase and then went back to normal? I don't really know if I trust them to get this done again. I would just, if I was Israel and you really hate these guys this much, do everything they want temporarily, go right back in once you have the hostages and just kill them all. Take over the territory, kick everybody out, do what you want, or whatever. But they keep on playing this game. And I think it may be just us controlling them to play the game, whatever. That's interesting news. Don't really care about it right now, though, because I think we've seen like 5 or 6 peace deals between them in the past. Nah. Now, only thing that I really looked at here, let me refresh it just to make sure. Nothing of interest besides... Ooh, divided Fed officials saw another 2 interest rate cuts by the end of 2025 minute show. That is great news. That's what we've been expecting. That should keep us going for a minute here. The piece of news that I was going to show you just a few minutes ago was basically just... If I don't remember, it's not that important. Let's see. Biggest cuts, no. No, should be fine. It was whatever the news was that was right there a few seconds ago. Nope, don't know it. Overall, guys, market futures are fine. The market overall did good today. Oil's down a little bit. 10 years down a little bit. I'm happy to see the 10-year down at least a teeny bit here. But oil, that's the big picture, coming down a tad. I want to see oil come down even more. The fact that oil remains kind of as high as it does means that we're probably looking at a pretty good economy overall. And on top of that, oil's coming down just a tad, but they just announced a few days ago that OPEC is going to be actually doing more oil pumping. They're going to pump up more barrels, more supply, and the price isn't really being affected by it overall too much here, okay? Now, a couple more things. As far as news comes on Cointelegraph, editor's choice, not really much going on today. What happened in crypto? Jupiter, Athena Labs roll out new Solana-based stablecoin. Seems like everybody is trying to get in on the stablecoin game. There's only going to be a few that make it, guys. And I'm going to bet on Tether and USDC. Those are the ones I've used. Those are the ones I know on all the exchanges that I trade with. Sure, they may have other ones, but those seem to be the best stable coins right now. Not the best ways to move money, not the best networks to move money around. Like I also like Tron, right? But I send USD or, I send that on the Tron network, right? But as far as what I'm holding, what I'm getting my earned products on and things like that, whether it be Coinbase, Weeks, BYDFi, whatever, I'm still really betting on, USDC and Tether. If you guys use anything else, let me know, but I just really haven't seen anybody really use anything else. But I have my bubble out here in like Seattle, Washington, right? Everything else, pretty uneventful day. I think it's just more of a continuation of all the drama we saw a few days ago. I was trying to find more news here. This is from October 8th. This is from today, I believe. Yeah. Jack Dorsey's Square unveils Bitcoin payments wallets for retailers. You're seeing a push right now from some of these blockchain companies to go out and find old legacy businesses. I don't know how to quantify them right now or call them right now, to get them to start using cryptocurrency for accepting payments and doing certain things. I think it's a great idea, but I think it has to be made very simple for that business owner to want to say, oh, I understand it. I can learn that pretty easily. Therefore, I will start to use their systems. And it'll be pretty cheap in the beginning, I would have to admit, especially because I'm sure if you go side by side, and maybe we'll have to do like a video on this in the future, side by side, blockchain and those types of payments and that type of movement of money is faster and cheaper than the old banking system. So if these companies come in and they're faster, they're more adaptable to the current market system, if they're faster than the banks, which is basically the competition, I think there's a way they take some market share away from the banks. They take some market share away from Visa, MasterCards, and things like that. So I'm getting pretty excited about that. As far as everything else, again, there wasn't too much news here today. I was trying to look for some news here. There's always news on this website, but it was like boring stuff to me, so I didn't feel like talking about it all too much. But I liked it a little bit. Last little bit from the block here. Coinbase is hiring a token and governance research specialist for its base team. I don't really care about that too much, but there still seems to be some movement here. This is actually part of this website right here. It's called North Dakota and Pfizer are, I think that's how you pronounce it. Pfizer are to launch the state's Rough Rider stablecoin next year. I don't exactly know what they were going to do with it, so I just wanted to pull it up very fast. Right? Fintech firm Pfizer and the Bank of North Dakota plan to launch the Rough Rider stablecoin next year. The coin will be available to banks and credit unions in the state. Financial technology firm, okay, we'll see Wednesday to plan to launch stablecoin next year. Let's see. What's it supposed to be doing here? Okay, it's going to be backed by real money. Okay. So they just want to make it easier for the government and banks within the state to move their money, which I think is good. I think that's fine. If the banks are usually closed on the weekends and somebody can be there on Saturday and Sunday, right, or on the holidays, just to make sure all the money is still moving, I think that's a good thing. Remember, guys, what if the state could pay, like, remember how some payments are tied up? Like, again, I grew up on welfare, right? Not afraid to admit it, I grew up on welfare. Imagine that the first is on a Sunday, but they're not going to pay you on the first, they're going to pay you on the second because that's a Monday when everything is running, the banks are open. What if they could actually just pay you on the first, your government subsidies, your government help, whatever, your welfare, whatever, EBT card, whatever. What if they could pay you always on the first? You know, so there's doors opening. I just want you guys to understand there are some doors opening right now, which I think is ultimately pretty darn good here. Now that all that's gone out the way, I want to do one last thing before we talk for a little bit, and that's just point out that, well, let's just go back over here. Market cap of under 500 million. There's no price of the tokens right now because they took away that ability to filter out, which annoys me. But these are some of the tokens I've been looking at over the past few weeks to just see, hey, maybe there's something I can buy. These would all be under maybe $500. I would say more likely than not, most of them are going to be below $100. But if we're looking at an altcoin season potential, I still think there's opportunities with these. So right now, when I tell you guys I'm thinking about scaling out of certain tokens, if we start to move up a little bit more when it comes to Bitcoin and some of these larger altcoins like the Binance token or the XRP or ADA, larger market caps, right? I'm looking at stuff like Beam over here that has a pretty good across the board. I might invest $100 into this. Go back down over here a little bit. You see Toshi still moving up a little bit. Maybe I'd invest $100 in that, right? Looking for a little bit of stuff here. This useless coin, I never bought into it, but I've wanted to for a minute. The last time I checked, it wasn't on an exchange that I actually had access to. So let me see. Crypto.com isn't necessarily terrible, but let me turn on this music very fast. Of course, the Spanish music is a little bit louder. Oh, it may not be able to be heard. Oh, well. You guys might not hear the music, but I can hear it. It's pretty darn good. Femex I have access to right now. Let's see. Oh, it is on more now. It is on Blowfin Weeks. I have those exchanges. Okay. So it is actually on more. I'll have to buy at least $50 of it to see where it goes next. Let me see if there's anything else. Cheems. This must be a meme coin here. It's up like 45% today alone. Market cap is 330 or so. But you can see a lot of red in here, a lot of red. Cello, maybe I can check that one out. Camino Finance. I saw this one, I haven't bought into it yet just because that nasty 44% year to date. AI Companions, interesting. I'm watching it. It's one of those things where it's been moving so fast, so I feel like if I buy it, it's just going to go down. But maybe I'll have to do it. Remember we were talking about some of those Asian tokens that I don't know the names of them. I'm going to skip this one, but you guys may like it. It is a token. Maybe I'm English, foreign phobic. I don't know what you call it. I want to see like a name in English. That's what I want to see. I feel like it makes it go viral just a little bit easier. Soon maybe something Concordium, and maybe 4. I don't know what 4 is, but it seems to be moving up. And that's pretty much it for this list here. Maybe I'll go in a little bit later on and kind of do a deeper dive, but I think that's what I'm going to be doing. And then I'm still trying to find a time for us to do, maybe it'll just be tomorrow or Friday if the market's kind of slow. I still want to do a dedicated stream for finding portfolios where we can make a portfolio for quantum, a quantum portfolio in the stock market, a crypto portfolio, an AI portfolio, and kind of put all those together for a mega portfolio of higher risk type of trades that can possibly make us money, and then try to mark it down to maybe $50 for this, $20 for that, whatever, and then kind of track that portfolio as it goes along. Of course, quantum's been blowing up here, so we're kind of missing the train here. But I do believe a lot of this stuff will last for a longer period of time. And even if things go up and they come back down, you guys have the opportunity to at least sell while it's high. It just depends on how you guys want to play it, right? So happy to see you again, Villa. Hey, Michael's experience. Happy to see you. This meme cycle, altcoin cycle is acting funny. Things will pump a little, then drop more. Definitely not like 2020 and 2021. No, not at all. Not at all. You know, what's interesting is I actually think there's less retail interest in meme coins and altcoins overall. A lot of the interest that we've seen has been from institutions. And that's why you're seeing a lot of the larger market caps kind of still stay strong. Like even the things like Dogecoin or, Ethereum, Solana, whatever, those large ADA, XRP, those larger ones still seem to be performing well, but those smaller ones, they only have short bursts. And that's why we've been talking about here is that if you guys see that the market is going crazy, like maybe I have a week off or maybe I'm sick or something like that. Like whenever I'm sick, usually Bitcoin booms for some reason. Maybe I'm on vacation or some type of trip. If you see Bitcoin booming up and you see altcoins booming up for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a row, on that second or third week, I'm already going to be scaling out. Sure, I might only scale at 50%, but history would tell us that this cycle, these moves haven't really been lasting all too long, so it's still worth it to sell. I told you guys about this last time we had a little bit of an altcoin run back when Trump won, and I kind of started selling out 3-4 weeks, but I think the rally was like for 2-3 months, right? So I still was able to scale a bit, but I don't think people like that I told them I was scaling out so early. But if you look into where we were before with a lot of those altcoins, back to where they were back in November, December, you're kind of happy you scaled out back then, despite everything else that went on. Loki's over here throwing a little tantrum. He's whining and whining and whining as he would like a treat. Okay, yeah, good boy. Yeah, huh? He's not happy when I tease him like that, but I don't like when he whines like that. Now he's wagging his tail like because he liked it. He's like, I want more. He could get a little head rub. Yeah, a little head scratch behind the ear. He loves it. He's been turning into a big baby lately. He's been having a fun time. Used to be able to buy coins on Coinbase in 2021 and 10x minimum, no problem. Now you have to try and buy the memes on DEX and these other outfits if you aren't tech savvy. See, I don't even think many people need to be buying on DEXs because they get tricked so much. There's so many scams out there nowadays, and I just don't see the value in it, so to speak, for most investors out there. Like I knew a guy. I met him at a conference one time, and he messaged me out of the blue, and he was like, "Hey, man, I got this new token and stuff like that. If you want to buy into it, like, toss $5, $10 into it, it's going to be the craziest thing in the world. You should hop in." Now, I did not hop in because I don't really know this guy too well. Me getting into low market cap tokens, I'm talking about 5 million, 6 million. It doesn't really seem like it's ever worked out well for me because I don't have those connections. I don't promote tokens like that. Whenever somebody talks about a really low market cap token on their YouTube channel, they're usually being paid to do so, right? The most I'm going to do for you guys is go over here to Dex Screener and just show you guys whatever's trending. That's all I can do is show you what's trending. I don't really feel like going into, there's this token with $5,000 market cap, guys. I would love if you guys could buy that. It'll just change your life forever. Doesn't really seem ethical to me. But it also is very profitable for those that do it. Remember, guys, back in the day, all these people, they'd be making a killing from promoting trash tokens and things like that. But going back to what you were talking about here, I just don't think that a lot of people should be on DEXs and things like that. The best thing that I figured out to do is to buy and hold, and when they rally, you just happen to sell them and you start to scale out a little bit. You scale out a lot faster, right? That's going to be the best way to go about all of this. We're going to see some larger moves happening towards the end of this year, sure. But again, it's one of those things where instead of holding for months and months and months, thinking, well, not you can hold for months and months. I do that. I shouldn't say it like that. Once you start to see things going parabolic, don't assume they're going to be going parabolic for months and months and months. They'll usually be parabolic for anywhere from 2 weeks to maybe a month and a half. That's usually what we've been looking at. So if you're able to sell around there for a profit, you can always move that money somewhere else, and you can keep on churning and churning and churning, whether it's a safe, like a gain thing, whatever, an earn program or whatever. You can put that money somewhere else. Now, I think most people are better served just doing some swing trading, some long-term investing, or some day trading if they really want to do it. But before you do it, you need to find out what plan you're going to do. You got to figure out what type of trading journal you're going to use so you can track all of your progress. And then from there, once you start, you're going to have to really just use fake money or demo funds, right? So when you use the demo funds, you guys will be able to see what's working, what's not. And then once you have some data that shows you can be consistently profitable, then you can start hopping into the market, right? That's why I give you guys those trading strategies. Those trading strategies you're not going to find anywhere else online because they're my custom strategies that I built from scratch. Now, I'm using tools like the Fibonacci's or Bollinger Bands that everybody knows about, but the setup I have is very specific. That's why I give you guys some of those tutorials for you guys to kind of figure out and see if you like it. But like I said, that day trading strategy, the trades last anywhere from like half an hour to like 4 or 5 hours. So it's not like a scalping strategy where you're in and out like 20 times in a freaking hour or something like that. That I've never been really good at, unless it's a very easy boom market, which obviously we're not in that right now because we're just not seeing that type of flash, right? That type of craziness. Let me go over here to Bitcoin on the 15-minute. Still climbing up a little bit from that nastiness we saw yesterday, but I like where we're at. What's right here? And hey, Hobart, happy to see you. I'm doing good, my man. Chilling out. A long day here. The sun was out today. I've been doing fantastic. I did some day trading today and it worked. I've been doing that new strategy I taught you guys here, the one I just talked about in the beginning of the stream. Again, like back over here, we had one that popped up here this morning at 9:45. And that trade ended up making me around 0.72% with a 20x leverage, so a decent amount here. But what did I say? This was 9:45, right? Same thing. 9:45. This one worked out a little bit better. Instead of making like 0.7%, I made 0.86%. Technically, we didn't close above it, but I'm just gonna say it over here. So a little bit better right there. This one still worked out too, which was good. Go over to Solana. 9:45, still the same type of buying opportunity. This one made a little bit more money. This one closed off around 1.7%, again with probably got 10 to 15x leverage. Usually Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, those have been the three that kind of work out when Bitcoin gives you that buy signal. You might even be able to use it with Dogecoin here. I've just, like Dogecoin gave you a whole different signal way back over here to buy, but I don't do the Dogecoin signals. I buy off of what Bitcoin says buy, then I buy at the same time. So this one, 9:45. That one did work out for a little bit as well here. That one, if you bought that one, would have netted you around 1.3. So it seems to be working for me. So I'm going to keep that strategy up. You guys know typically I'm a swing trader here. I haven't really seen many good opportunities for swing trading as of late, though. It's been more of like, if anything, max hold of like 36, 48 hours, not the 1 week, 2 week type of swing trades that I really enjoy. I just haven't seen the opportunity for those yet. But again, these little day trades, they've been pretty good for me. I think that the difference is you're just only getting a few. Again, this is one from at 9:45 this morning. There's been no other buy signal since then. This one was over here from Wednesday, right? Wednesday. This is what 1:45. I was pretty much asleep at this time for the most part. Well, I was up. I traded it, but you know, you would have been asleep if you were normal people. I just smoke and go out with friends too much. Yeah, literally, I was outside smoking a cigar when this happened. Well, or no, I guess I was back home afterwards, but before that I was. But you can see buy right there. That one still worked out. Small gain, sure, but profit nonetheless. This one over here, depending on how you did it, you either held because it didn't hit your stop loss, like this was your stop loss here, or this was your stop loss. You wrote it up. I wrote this up just because I was busy. This is at 1 o'clock. Didn't do anything. I was smoking. All right. This one over here, little profit right there. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know where it's at. I think it's still on my main channel. There we go. Yeah, 5 days ago, right here. You just go to videos, trading strategy. It's a pretty good one. I think you guys will enjoy it quite a bit here. Okay, there you go. But yeah, things are going pretty well for me. I'm pretty happy with the I'm pretty happy how everything is turning out at this point in time. I think for me right now, I'm mostly focusing on how to grow my channel and kind of move stuff around. I'm thinking of, instead of going live at 4 o'clock, maybe I'll go live at 3 o'clock my time instead. And then I need to start putting out some more content out there, like videos and things like that. The hard thing for me is to make those trading tutorials, because those trading tutorials are like, nobody has this setup. Nobody. They may copy me and make it fancy or something like that, but this is my setup that I've made. It only has the upper Bollinger Band. It doesn't even have the mid Bollinger Band or the lower Bollinger Band. You know, and normally I would actually have the sell signals turned off and the highlighter turned off. So it's like a custom thing that nobody has access to. But I hope people will talk about it. I think it's a pretty accurate strategy, because when you know Bitcoin is going up, you can do a bunch of stuff. Like over here, the MACD is good. This is good. Right there, yeah. Goes up. You could sell right here or around here, it looks like, towards the top part. So, again, buy right here. MACD is good, right around there. Poom's up, you could sell right there as well. This one, the MACD was red. This one, the MACD was red. MACD green right here. So you buy right here, ride that wave. It seems to be performing well, which is all I can really ask for. I'll keep tracking it, though, to see, you know, what exactly happens. But I'm content with it, I would say. I'm content with it. Okay, let me push this back here a little bit more. I want to see if there was anything actually happening in the stock market today, because the NASDAQ seemed to be still popping off higher all-time highs. The Dow Jones consolidating here because the shutdown is affecting them more than anybody else. The SPY, I think, was still moving up higher all-time highs here. Yeah, the market just seems to still be rocking and rolling. The Russell's been kind of stagnating a little bit here because smaller businesses rely a little bit more on the government assistance. But I think overall we're still in a good spot. Oil's cooling, coming down just a tad, but you look at the daily chart. We haven't really been doing anything over the past few months. We've just been kind of consolidating, moving down slowly, and I'm hoping we can still move down a little bit more. If we move down and we actually have a breakdown of oil below like $60, like a real like, oh shit type of moment, you will see gas prices come down a lot, which I think will be awesome for us and awesome for inflation, which should be awesome for us, because on top of that, we'll have more rate cuts if inflation's going down. Now, our hope is that the government opens back up before the CPI data comes out next week, but that's just going to be a lot more difficult to deal with, I would say, right? So we'll see how it goes. And hey, Knoxville, happy to see you, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. This market's been absolutely crazy this week, and it's just been kind of a chill moment. Go back and watch from the beginning, Knoxville, if you want to. And hey, Marcel, happy to see you as well, Maxwell. I got a new intro for the channel, which I think is going to be good. It basically starts off with how the market's doing overall, some Bitcoin technicals, the trading system that I designed, how that's been performing over the last day, different tokens worth watching, how the portfolio is doing, the DEX scanner in case we find something really low market cap, but this is really rare, I would say. Economic calendar, which is useless right now because the government's still shut down. It's still shut down. And then going over from news to news to news to news, right? A lot of news here. And we'll kind of keep track of how all that is performing right now. My website, I don't know what's happening. My website designer, he hasn't worked on it in a minute here. So I was hoping to have like some type of soft opening of it by like this weekend, and it never happened. So I'll keep you guys updated. I think I'm gonna stick with him as long as he can like do some work, because I like the guy, I trust the guy. He just nothing's really been moving along here, which has been a little bit more concerning for me. So I'm gonna try to get in touch with him today or tomorrow. Give him a call, say, hey man, everything okay? And then we'll see. If not, I may have to go a different direction with the website, which means I'll probably end up making it myself, because I did pay for all of these tools. I may actually learn how to do all this myself and kind of keep track of it, honestly, because I really want this thing to be done as fast as possible. The glossary will be very difficult because that will take a lot of time. The guys will take a lot of time. The tools will take a lot of time, but the reviews, at least I'll get on top there really fast. And then I'll have some news sections on here where I can plug out news. And I think that'll at least get me going a little bit. But I'm hoping that this guy will, I'll call him after the stream and see what's going on. But this has been the bummer in my life so far. This thing has just not been going as planned. I really thought I'd be further along in this process by now. But my website guy did get sick, so you know, I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace. Maybe he's just not feeling well or something like that still. Because when I did talk with him, he was hacking up a lung. But I'm gonna keep track of that type of stuff. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions or want to talk about anything, let me know. I know the stream's almost over here, but I kind of like how this new stream format's gonna work. But I think interest in cryptocurrency still isn't that great right now. I've been kind of looking, you know, I'm no big streamer, right? I think there's maybe like 5, 6 of you. I don't know how many people are watching right now. 17 if you guys are watching. Thank you all, 17. I know that I was trying to compare my views to my views of my friends. Like I normally get around 300, 400 views for my streams overall. And so I was going over to like, you know, Tom Crown, larger YouTuber than me, but a friend. He's only getting subscribers from his tutorials now, right? But he's getting like 9,000, 6,000, 8,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. His average is around 2,000. I'd say it's like a big FOMC day. Oh, his stream must have broke right there. 3,000, yeah, right. So I'm trying to figure out more ways to do that. I don't think I need to have a fancy intro or stuff like that, but I'll have to see. We're both sponsored by Femex and Luxago, which is hilarious. Me and Tom are friends. But I need to figure out how to grow the stream in a different way. And I'm wondering if that means that I'm going to go back to doing my standing desk. Maybe I only stream for an hour because I can't stand up for that long, right? At least until I lose a little bit more weight. I'm wondering if that would be better. And that way I seem a little bit more energetic and things like that, which actually does work when I'm actually standing up and stuff. So I'm kind of putting all this stuff together, seeing how it's working. I'm doing some streaming stuff. You guys see the new thumbnail setup that I have for today. I'm going to see if that continues to work out well for me. I'm going to try that setup for 2 weeks, check the data. If it doesn't work, I'll change it, whatever. But I just want to see how the thumbnails and things like that are working out. And something that I also noticed with a lot of other streamers out there, I think because they haven't been able to get as many views, like, you know, we're used to having a lot more views, right? Let me go back over here to Tom Crown. Let me show you this live. All right, streamed 4 hours ago, then 2 days ago, then 5. Not streaming every day anymore, like every other day. Then he didn't stream for like 3-4 days, right? You go over here to Crypto RS, another friend of mine, good old Georgie. 9 hours ago, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago. So they're taking breaks a little bit more than normal. I would say he still streams pretty consistently though. Oh, hold on a second. Kill that one. All right, never mind. A little fly or something got on because my window's open. But yeah, I do like how everybody's using AI and stuff now for backgrounds, which is pretty cool. These all look way more pizzazzy than mine, and maybe that's what I need to do. But for mine, I think today, let me pull up that thing. There you go. Maybe I need to be brighter and flashier and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure. That's already an AI version of me, right? And I do have backgrounds like that actually that I've made a long time ago with a Midjourney back in the day. So maybe I'll do that. But he just has like, he doesn't do technicals like all the time, right? So he's talking about a bunch of other stuff. He also has 800,000 subscribers. So I think for me, I'm gonna keep on doing my thing, But once Bitcoin starts going parabolic and altcoins start going parabolic, I think what I'm going to be forced to do just for the fun of it, and because I'll be excited at the same time, I think what I'm going to end up doing is just go live for like 5-6 hours a day and just like go back to my old roots of just like streaming, and then just kind of watching everything kind of go and answer questions in real time. Because remember, guys, I feed off of comments. So when people are commenting, I go back and forth. I can talk for hours. But when it's like the slow times like this, you know, it's weird. Even though Bitcoin's hitting all-time highs, it's still slow. When it's the slow times like this, I myself kind of like lose interest in the stream itself because I'm like, well, nobody's talking. I've said my piece. Well, why don't I just go walk outside my dog or something like that, right? So I think what I'm gonna do is eventually, maybe starting tomorrow, you know, start moving this bad boy up. You know, paid money for all this stuff, so might as well. Then I'll move the teleprompter up, and so whenever I record videos and stuff for you guys, I feel like it'll be more energy, more passion, right? And that should be kind of cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'm just kind of working out the kinks there, and then I'll be making more videos about news and just talking head stuff. I have a script on my teleprompter right now about some news I wanted to talk to you guys about as far as a dedicated video, and it's about Africa starting to get into cryptocurrency and stuff like that, which would be really cool. Maybe I'm never open early. I'm never awake early. I don't wake up early. I normally go to bed around 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and so I'm usually waking up around 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning, right? So I'm never awake in the morning, and I'm not good in the morning. Some people wake up and they're ready to go and ready to do everything. I wake up and I have the worst brain fog. I have to get up a little bit. I look around, you know, stretch out a little bit, go take a shower, brush my teeth, still very tired, get myself a cup of coffee, still very tired. Then I go outside into the cold and I do my morning yoga stretches. I blast my music. Then after that, I do work. And then maybe like an hour after that, like around 12 o'clock, like 12 p.m., midday, noon, whatever. That's when I start to really wake up and start to do everything. And then I'm from 12 to like 3 o'clock, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to work, and I do a bunch of my work around that time. Easier for me. But I think right now, I think I just need to switch it up or something like that. That should be a little bit better for me. I think that'll probably be do the trick here. But because like my YouTube money is going up, my views are going up, my subscribers are staying flat, and I'm okay with the subscribers staying flat because again, Bitcoin's not that interesting. I think people were talking about this in X. I believe somebody did at least. If you go over to trends on Google, you type in Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's at all-time highs. Past 5 years, right? We're gaining, but we're nowhere near as high as we were back last November or all the way back over here in 2021. We're not really there. Even go over here to YouTube searching, right? Nowhere close to the highs we were back then. Getting higher, right? Going in the right direction, but still not there. So I'm wondering if I just need to double down on crypto-only content or something. But I think I'm just going to, I feel like maybe I'm flailing because I do news content, I do streaming, and then I do technical analysis videos, then I do the trading tutorials, whatever, all that type of stuff. I wonder if I should just change that up a little bit. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I noticed that a lot of people that are streaming nowadays, they don't really interact with the chat as much, but that's something I enjoy doing. That's why I stream, right? I want to talk with you guys, see what you guys are thinking about, that type of stuff. So I'll find the balance. But I've been trying to find this balance for a long time. I think what I'm going to do when I'm at the cigar lounge tonight, I'll bring my headphones in there, my little Sennheiser Beats, whatever they're called. And I'll talk to my AI for a little bit and try to figure out a strategy of what works and what doesn't. Because if I go over and look at my videos and see what's kind of been working here, right? My tutorials, this one's not doing as great. That's fine, but it'll eventually get there. Moving average, that's doing a little bit better. My news video right here only got like 400 views. The day trading one over 1,000. This day trading or the swing trading one 2,000, right? Stochastic 400, still working its way up there. Super trend over 1,000, right? So everybody wants to see trading strategies. Nobody really wants to see necessarily news. Although I will get subscribers from the news content, even if it's just like a few. But I will get subscribers from it. So I think I actually have stuff that I want to talk about. I think I do. I think it works out fine. I think for me, it's more of the packaging of it's not properly edited, so people lose interest very fast. So you can see this video right here where I had the Google just triggered the next digital money revolution. Right, 3 subscribers for only a few hundred views. That's actually really good. But they're only watching 2 minutes of the 7.5 minutes, which is bad. And that's because I'm not packaging it very well. They lose interest right away. They love this part where I was doing something. Then after like 9 seconds, they just go bloop, and they just start falling off a cliff. I don't know if there's a way to fix that or not. But so far, these shorts that I've been doing, I'm not going to be doing any more of my cutting up my streams and stuff like that, my videos, and post them. I'm just going to use the cut feature and talk about something provocative, and that seems to work pretty well. I'm just going to try to make it about finance or financial education or cryptocurrency, wealth, that type of niche. Stay in that realm, and I think I'll be fine. And hey, Josh, yeah, we just talked about that a few minutes ago. It was up here on breaking news. It still may be up here. Click on it. There you go. Israel and Hamas agreed to first phase of planned fighting and releasing hostages. We'll see if it actually happens. I'm hoping it happens. I just don't have much faith because how many times have they been trying to do that? Not too much, right? How about once a week broadcast with guests? No, I'm just not good at it. Like, again, it's just me. I'm not good at the guest type of thing. I've been on like a couple streams in the past. I don't really like them. It's too much work to kind of manage everything, and my ADHD makes it very difficult for me, and my autism makes it very difficult for me to have a long-term conversation. Like very extremely difficult, so I don't even try. So I think for me, I'm just going to be more energetic and keep on doing the same stuff. And I think by being more energetic, people will find more interest in listening to me. Because, I can be very monotone and stuff like that sometimes, right? But I think eventually that'll work out. But anyway, guys, I'll leave you to it here. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to try to stream. What's tomorrow? Thursday? I'm going to try to stream around noon. And then I'm probably going to try to stream around 4. Noon will just be... No, I'll just put out a video. I'm not going to... I know I'm not going to stream. I'm going to try to put out some videos and stuff like that to talk about some of the big events. But I think what I need to do is not have teleprompter videos. I feel like I need to have notes or like bullet points, and I kind of talk about stuff but keep on bringing it back to the bullet points until I finish the end of the video, right? I feel like that'll be a good way to go. But anyway, guys, Bitcoin's still good, consolidating. We're at a level of resistance. Be careful of buying. I'm still holding my long-term positions. I'm happy to do so. I'm day trading right now using my system, which still appears to be working out fantastically here. I'm happy about that. But just be aware, the government shut down. There's some craziness afoot. I don't think there's going to be much drama, but please just be careful because the government's stupid right now, right? So, peace. And I'll give Loki one more treat here very fast. Yeah. There you go. Bye, everybody.